late 1980s, Suzuki launched the Vitara and invented a new class called the compact off-roader. Well, it got swamped by its rivals, and now Suzuki only holds about 5% of the class that it invented. So with this, now called the Grand Vitara, the third generation, they've decided to soften it off a little bit, make it a bit more refined, nicer engines, make it a better thing to drive. But does that mean it's lost its legendary off-road ability? Well, we came to the outback of Australia to find out. No doubt that the Grand Vitara still works really well off-road. It's got low-range gears, so you can stick it in low range with the diff locked and it'll crawl through sand or over rocks, and it can go places that most of its rivals wouldn't even dream of. And they've done two new things with this upgraded model. They've added hill descent control so you can crawl down steep slopes without the car getting away from you, and there's also hill start assist so you can start on steep upward slopes without it rolling backwards. But okay, we've always known this was a pretty good off-roader for a compact vehicle. The big question is, has it improved its on-road ability? Well, the good news is there that for starters, there's two new engines. The four-cylinder has grown to 2.4 litres, and the V6, instead of being 2.7 litres, is 3.2. Now, both have more power, of course, but they're also a lot more refined. They're quieter, they're smoother. It's a lot more like driving a car than a small off-roader. Speaking of refinement, there's a couple of other things going on there too. The suspension seems a bit softer to me, so the ride is much better than it was before. The glass is thicker too, so a lot of that noise that's outside isn't coming in. There's also a pretty good safety story to tell. Electronic stability control is now standard across all models of the Grand Vitara, as are curtain airbags and side airbags. Now, you might think the price has gone up, but that's not true either. The most popular model, which would be the 2.4 litre four-cylinder with an automatic, costs $31,990. Now, that's a couple of $1,000s cheaper than its nearest rivals, such as the equivalent Forester or the RAV4. So the value for money, for which Suzuki is also pretty famous for, is coming through again. What's the downside? Well, there's a couple of things. The automatic, it's got 4 speeds. Some of its rivals, well, they're gone to 5-speeders by now. The other thing is, I'm not a big fan of the tailgate. It still swings outwards. It's got the spare wheel mounted on the outside of it, and it just seems a bit agricultural in this day and age. So how does the Grand Vitara stack up against its rivals? Well, it's obviously a class leader off-road, and on-road it's a lot more comfortable and it's quieter than it was before. I think it's going to claw back a lot of sales that Suzuki has lost since it invented this market category all those years ago.